Thank you very much, Mr. Master of Ceremonies and Chairman of the Board of Directors of the NHC. I am delighted to be in the hometown of the Honorable Eugene Hamilton, our Minister of Housing et al. Equally, I want to bid welcome to our Attorney General, the Honorable Mr. Vincent Byron, and to recognize the presence of our ambassadors, Her Excellency, Ms. Constance Mitchum, and His Excellency, Mr. Michael Powell. And I bid in particular former Deputy Prime Minister welcome, because at one point too he served as Minister of Housing, and I suspect there must be some element of nostalgia. But I want to start in a word of commendation for the teamwork that has brought us to this day today, where we can hand over the keys to some 15 families who are the first in a long line of beneficiaries of the Team Unity Housing Solutions. Could we stand and give those lucky people a round of applause? And being so fortunate to acquire a home. Thank you very much. In doing so, and in speaking on that note of good fortune, it must not escape us that while we are here today celebrating with 15 lucky families, elsewhere around the region, people are still living on the tents. People are still living in Dominica under very special circumstances that had arisen after the ravages of hurricanes. Equally in St. Martin, in Anguilla, around the region, there is now a scarcity of dwellings for people everywhere. St. Kitts and Nevis is a blessed country because we have been spared those ravages. And we come today to add to our housing stock and to add to the number of families who are benefiting, who are being invited now to be part of an agenda of prosperity. Again, I want to commend my colleague, the Honorable Eugene Hamilton, for leading the government's housing policy program to this point of fusion. Let's give him again a round of applause. I recall just the other day I was speaking to a young lady, Lucita, in St. Martin, and she said, family, I've lost everything. And I asked, well, what is the government doing? She said, government? They're not doing anything down here for us in St. Martin. She has to find the resources, mentally, financial, and otherwise, to pick up the pieces to start her life again. It means that in our own neck of the woods, we have to begin more to count our blessings one by one. And it will surprise you what the Lord has done for the people of St. Kitts and Nevis. As I came here and see the beauty, the multicolored houses, larger and better than they would normally be, I say good things are happening in the country. And I believe this new community that we are creating here is a clear reflection of the signs of progress all over St. Kitts and Nevis at this particular moment in time. Signs of progress, not only in accordance with the details enumerated by the Minister of Housing, impacting upon our housing sector. Signs of progress reflected in our enhanced healthcare facilities, such as the opening up of what we will call the Cancer Center, bringing care to our people in an area where all around the Caribbean, cancer is now a problem. I see signs of progress in the fact that our seaports are filled almost daily with crews coming to St. Kitts and Nevis. I see signs of progress in the increased passenger arrivals. And I compared my last return journey just last week, I think it was, from Canada back here, and the airplane filled to capacity. The time before that, when I was coming back, there was room to spare. Wonderful things are happening, and sometimes we take them for granted. I see signs of progress in the imminent opening of the luxury park Hyatt here come the 17th of November. And I see signs of progress in the fact that thousands are at work in our private and public sectors. I see signs of progress even in the reduction in homicides over the last 5 months. And we continue to pray and thank God for our security forces. I see signs of progress in the enhanced use of ICTs in our federation. And we say thank you, Open Interactive, for taking the new look NHC so much forward into modernity. Let's give Stachio and Adams and all the team a big round of applause. Technology is the key. And I think it was last year that the Attorney General journeyed far afield in Africa, not to get reacquainted with the motherland or even his fatherland, but to receive 2 prestigious awards recognizing St. Kitts' outstanding movement in ICT. And of all the over 170 countries participating, only St. Kitts and Nevis received 2 awards. I feel delighted to be part of a country like St. Kitts and Nevis. St. Kitts and Nevis, in the view of many, is the best place to be, the best place to live, to work, to study, to raise children, and of course, the best place, according to the ads relating to Park Hyatt, to come to for your vacation. Returning more focally to the issue of housing, I am pleased to report that in all 8 constituencies of St. Kitts, homes are being built for our people. And this is only the first phase. More homes are coming shortly. The response of my administration to a clear need for housing in the country will be and has been so far multifaceted. To date, we have relied on NHC to provide homes for the middle and low-income families and the indigent. And I want to commend NHC for doing a very good job. The Minister of Human Settlements said they are on track to deliver the 300 promise under the Social Security funding. But equally, he could have said that before that, we delivered over 120 homes. So again, we are adding to 120, 300. And we must add to that, that as part of our support to the more vulnerable, we provided help to over 200 persons. That is a proud record for housing in the first term of any administration. And so I am satisfied. As a former Minister of Housing, I want to commend NHC because way back 20 years back in 1997, when I was Minister of Housing, we were building homes of about 625 square feet at 2 bedrooms and perhaps 700 plus for 3 bedrooms. Over time, the sizes of those homes got smaller and the costs got higher. And so today, even as we speak, we have enlarged the spatial requirements of these homes. And because thought and care go into everything that Team Unity does, we tackled some of the most critical areas. Larger bedrooms, larger bathrooms. We identified the roof for special care and action, and we replaced the shingles by galvalumes. Well, the shingles for the last 2 hurricanes didn't perform so well. So I am happy that vision was shown by the NHC because it truly cares about families, and we have constructed these homes with solid galvalume. But I want, even as I commend that visionary input of the NHC, to commend again partnership. Because the Minister of Housing could have done many things. Could have gone St. Vincent to get the galvalumes. In fact, when I built my house, or I should say my mother's house, I got my galvalumes from St. Vincent. Today, the NHC recognizes the importance of people's empowerment and giving local people a special place determined that right here in Green Valley, the young son of a lady named Miss Andrew, who would have gone every Saturday to the market, who now manages that facility, is the man producing quality galvalume for all the houses. Give NHC and give Aaron a round of applause. And we say 3 cheers for partnership. The Minister of Housing should have said, and since he omitted, I must now say, that our response to the housing challenges in the country include making good that which was bad. It was bad that smaller houses had become more expensive under the past. And we set out to correct that. And we have said that we will introduce a restructured interest rate regime reflecting the earnings of the household. So those who, for example, were at the high end, Erasmus Williams, for example, the lady up at Keys, for example, who was a PS, a Stoner Brown, they got into the program at very special rates. And we have said the ordinary person and minimum wage should not be paying the same price as an Erasmus Williams. We set about to correct it, and our new regime of interest rate was three-tiered. 2%. Where in the world you could get a mortgage to be financed at 2%? We have now introduced that. 3% and 5% at the very top. This is the best package that is available anywhere in the world, thanks to the Team Unity's approach to housing development. I want to also point out to the fact that here again, this housing program is not just a matter of property ownership, critical as that is to our prosperity agenda. It is also about putting St. Kitts and Nevis to work. And at work have been hundreds of persons who otherwise would have been home idle. I am advised, and I believe, that under the Team Unity Housing Solution programs, NHC has contracted a whopping 87 contractors, almost every contractor then getting their fair share. 28 heavy equipment operators, we're spreading around the work. Everyone then is being considered important. 48 painters have been engaged. 44 joiners. 527 workers have benefited so far. Man, let's big up the NHC for doing a fantastic job and certainly reflecting caring consideration for our community. But we can't rely on the NHC alone. And so this government extended the first-time home owners initiative, which has allowed any citizen to be able to benefit from import duty and custom service charge waivers and building materials up to a tune of $400,000. So once you are building up to $400,000, no import duty, no custom service charge. Of course, you are free to go over. But if you go over, you pay only on that additional beyond $400,000. So if you go, for example, to $700,000, you will pay only on 3. If you go to $425,000, you will pay only on 25. What a big difference this will make to the cost of building homes. In 2015, 102 persons benefited under that program. In 2016, 98 persons benefited. And for 2017, so far up to October, 99 persons benefited. That is another 300 solutions under the Team Unity administration. There is a third element of our response, which I want to touch on briefly, and it is to have an even closer and more profitable partnership between contractors, developers, and the government if they are going to become involved in the building of homes. And what Minister Hamilton has proposed for our consideration is that where a developer wants to invest in the construction of homes for the people of St. Kitts and Nevis, the government should give them a special concessional price on the lands that will help to make it cheaper, of course, for the end user. He has recommended that we consider duty-free concessions in support of such projects. And we, of course, have given good thought to that. We recognize through this particular route a number of our sons and daughters could become developers, contractors, and earn a quality standard of living. And so our administration will identify a number of lands, areas for such a development, and in our budget coming up in 2018, it will be the pleasure of the Minister of Human Settlement to identify the first 10 sites which the government will make available for private parties to come involved. So if you have a good idea, you could go to the bank now and start making investment. We have to reach to the position again in this our beautiful country where everyone sees a potential, where everyone can succeed, where when we think again of successful people, we are able to find the ordinary son and daughter of Mary Jane, of Tom Smith, somewhere who have now come to prominence in this their land of birth. And this is what the Team Unity administration is about. That is part of the prosperity agenda. And I say this to say that our work so far has been a good reflection of this. Stasio is here with Open Interactive. When this Team Unity administration was about to upgrade and enhance and rebrand as a new administration, we went down to OTI, and just how Stasio has transformed today's event, people sitting down, people not standing up by the podium, we had a new scene there with many talented young people, like the young man, Falance is his name, who had came forward now as an ICT genius, creating apps, creating the most prolific indicators in relation to ICT standards. That is what we partnered with Open Interactive to do. So I want to big up Stasio. Stasio, stand, and could we give this young, talented businessman a round of applause? And equally I commend Team Unity administration for putting the people of St. Kitts and Nevis first. In every community then, there is an opportunity for people to come and build up there, for people to emerge in Molyneux, in Old Road. We want to have many more successful people. Some of us will call them millionaires. And as I am ending on that note of identifying our special people with talents and gifts, help them to transform their communities and their life. I equally want to commend Ernest Amri, who is here, who for me has been an example of a successful businessman, and his brother who predeceased him. Let's give him, as a local entrepreneur, a round of applause. And this success is not just in a man's world, for we have had very talented and successful women, and we need more. And one lady here who has made it from humble beginnings, and who, when we look on, not only for her pioneering role in being the first elected female to the parliament, the Honorable Constance Mitchell. I will tell you this, and she may sue me for saying it, she is one of the richest local young ladies in St. Kitts and Nevis. So I want to commend her though for having a very successful professional career, that she can be held up as a model. Finally, and Ambassador Mitchell, we were in a strange place, and a lady advised her not to put your bag on the ground, Because her great grandmother says, when you put your handbags on the ground, it will make you poor. Ambassador Mitchum say, well, look at me, my bag always on the ground, and I am never considered poor. So I want to thank her then for standing out and invite all of our citizens really to attempt to stand out. Take a stand and be different. Take a stand and be committed. Take a stand to seize the opportunities that are now coming and unfolding in St. Kitts and Nevis. May God bless this country that I love and that you love and that we love. And may all of us be loyal to St. Kitts and Nevis. God bless you.